Hi everyone, Trina here, back with day 18 of our 100-day project. I'm going to be working with the Schmincke watercolors here, the Wooston Brown and the Wooston Orange, which I guess means desert, brown and desert orange. And we're also going to use this stencil, or I'm sorry, transfer inkjet transparency that I made in Procreate, which I made a little demo video of, so you can check that out above. So that should be fun. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing I want to do is make a few marks here and divide up the page. I want to do some watercolor with the credit card or card technique. So let's get some water out here. And I just want to wet my page down through here. This is just going to help the watercolor flow a little better. I don't want any in the middle, so I'm trying to keep it away from this middle section here. And I want to do some at the bottom. I'm not going to use a lot of watercolor to start. Well, that's what I say anyway. We'll see. Okay, so you can see where the water is. Kind of make like some little streakies too and see what happens. Okay. Okay, I've got my plate here, my palette, with a couple of different Payne's Grays that I like to mix together. I'm just going to get some of that blue here on the card. Oh yes, I cleaned my plate. Okay. So then I just want to go in here and put some of this, apply this paint through here. Now you could use a credit card, would probably work. Will definitely work. Store cards, anything that has a lot of edge. I just have a lot of these old business cards that aren't really valid anymore, so I needed to use them up. I can make some really interesting marks, I think, with this. Okay, now let's go in with, I'm gonna do, like I want a little bit of both of these on there. So I'm just gonna get some of both. And I'm just gonna pull it down. You could even use a palette knife for this too. It would probably work really well. But I think the card just gives you a little bit more control. Well, my card's getting a little bent. Let's try it with the palette knife and see what we get. Oh, that's good too. Of course, you can always go back in. And just sort of scrape back in, add some more of these marks. A little bit more through here. Because I know from previous experience that the transfers, inkjet transfers, work pretty well with the watercolor. And then we're just probably gonna let that dry, I think. Okay, so I think I'm gonna place it like right about there. I think that's where I want it, maybe, I don't know. Down here seems too predictable, but maybe right through there. Alrighty, let's pump out some hand sanitizer through here. Everything's dry, so it should be okay. Remember, we want it just to be slightly shiny. We're just smearing a little bit. Not too bad though. Okay, let me get the right side here. I think I want it to be like right there. Maybe we get the right side. Okay, so let's get out our brayer. So the video that I posted earlier today is all about Procreate and how I make these images, these little sketches in Procreate as a way to add another layer to your work. So definitely check that out. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the comments and up above so you can check that out. Okay, let's see what we got. I think we can do better. I feel like I didn't get enough hand sanitizer on here, so. Or it got super absorbed in before I could get it down. It's hard to tell when you're doing it over something. Okay, that feels better. It's like that fine line because you don't want too much, otherwise it just smushes around. But you want enough so that it releases the ink. I still haven't quite figured it out. I'm still trying to, it seems like every time I do it, it's different. But we know that we can pull it up and try one more time, at least one more time. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so Little Me was curious. People have been asking, what happens, can we make another one? So I don't think there's enough ink on here, but we're gonna try and see what happens. I believe it's only a one-time use thing, but I kind of want to try this. We'll just try this one little bit here and see what happens. Oh, you could kind of get a little bit more of it on there. It's a kind of like a ghost print. Okay, so I got these in the mail today. Marie's Chinese painting color. Yeah, I don't know what they are. I don't know what kind of ink it is, or if it's watercolor or whatever. All the instructions are in Chinese, so I don't know. I've seen people use them before, and it looked kind of interesting, and they were really, really, really cheap. Like maybe $7, I think. So I've squirted out some colors here. It's got the red, brown, dark blue, sort of a pinky color and a light blue. I'm not sure I'll use them all. But let's just kind of see what we get. Let's start with a color that we kind of like already, which is this sort of ochre color. And they are very runny, like almost like watercolor. And we're just gonna see what happens. I don't know. Like I said, I ordered them and then they came today and they have no directions, no information that I can read. This is what it looks like when it gets on your fingers. So it's very dye. It's got a lot of dye in it, which I guess is good. So we're just gonna kind of see what we get. I do like that. I think that's good. I thought they might be fun to try out. Always looking for new fun things to try out. I think I want some more. Let's try this darker blue. Like maybe up here. And that's almost like a midnight, almost like a Payne's gray. What happens if we add water to it? I probably should have tested these before I just put them on a piece, but where's the fun in that? That's no fun. Okay. We'll use it down here. A color shaper. It appears that when you get them wet, they get very transparent. Okay, I put some white down on a piece of deli paper, and I'm just gonna make some marks here, and then we're gonna press it right on top. I've used this technique before. It works pretty well. It gives you some definite, adds a layer of abstraction to the piece. Let's bring this back down here. Okay. Oh, that was bad. It's not supposed to do that. Something else we can do is go in with either this, the back of a pencil, a pen. That's going to give us, hopefully, some really cool marks. Neat. Neat-o. I've got a little bit more left. Let's add. Let's see if we can get a little bit more through here. Oh, that's fun. If I added just another layer. This is a really cool way to get marks down. Because you can't really make these marks with a brush. I mean, you could put paint down and scrape back into it, but it just adds another layer of abstraction to it. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that blue and just sort of make some marks. You can see, I don't know if you can see that. I'll zoom in a little closer. But it's dried a little bit. The paint has on the palette. It's almost like it got thicker. It's such a weird, it's not watercolor, I don't think. I mean, I guess we could use it like watercolor. But first off, it dries super fast. Like, honestly, that was like 3 minutes and it's almost already dry. But this is a really fun way to add marks in there. Let's add just a little. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. I don't hate it. Let's come in with some Derwent ink black. No, I don't want the ink black. Yeah, let's do the ink black. I was thinking I maybe wanted the Payne's gray, but I think I want the ink black. I kind of want a line to come down. There we go. So I like the marks from the transfer. They're kind of almost matte in the back and they kind of fade in a little bit. I kind of like this red. Of course, I like this. the yellow and blue paint from that paint set. Interesting. I like the granulation down here. Overall, I think I like it. I think I've got some really, I like that blue and that beige together right there. That's a color combination I need to work out. I might do a little swatching with those colors and see if I can figure out like how they work together. Maybe I'll do a video on that. And then let's look at this with the matte. Okay, so I really like it with the matte. I think it really makes it pop. Awesome. So I'm gonna have a play with those colors, see what we get. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the video if you want to see more. And I will see you tomorrow for day 19 of the 100 Day Project. Thanks so much. Bye.